Hello there. How are you, Cheryl? Can you hear me? Hello, Cheryl. Cheryl, can you hear me? Okay, I guess Cheryl can't hear me. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
We have a few people on. Cheryl's on. So Cheryl turned her mic off and went away. So we can't say hi to her. Give everybody a minute or two more. And my screen share isn't working quite right today, so I'm just gonna wing it. I'll have to stop the share and restart a few times to get this to work. So we'll work on that. It's always during a demo that things don't work right. I can test and test and test, and then during the demo it says, yeah, no, I don't feel like it. Hello, Tina.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Everybody ready for the weekend?
Yes.
Lots of open houses, lots of clients to run around. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I've got 3 things tomorrow: training, listing appointment, open house.
Good times.
Yeah. You know what? Come October, November, we're going to be like, where's the business? This is our time to get the business. I'm writing a note to myself, September 1st, breathe, it comes back. Because every year I do this. By the way, I'm on both cameras because I put my second laptop over here because when I screen share, I lose you guys on this computer. So I can glance over there and see what the heck is really going on. Can you even see me anymore? Tom Liberty.
Hey.
Salute. Thank you for your card. That was very sweet of you.
Oh, good. My pleasure.
So everybody meet each other.
Hello.
Tell people where you're from.
I'm Tina from Las Vegas.
Oh.
Born and raised.
I'm Melissa from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised.
Milwaukee.
I'm Tom Liberty from Boston.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Smith from St. Mary's, Georgia. In Vancouver. I'm in Vancouver right
British
at the moment.
Vancouver,
British Columbia,
Georgia. Yeah, no.
Okay.
And I have a cold, so I sound like Claudia Colbert. Ha ha ha.
I won't act like I don't know who that is just to seem young. Okay, so Everybody mute your mics, just because when we're having a presentation, that's when the dog barks and the phone rings and everything goes crazy. And actually, I'm going to take this moment to be sure my phone is not going to be the one that offends. So, good. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to go through some things that we may have already talked about on coaching calls, but this is a good opportunity to talk about it again. So, people don't want to get on the internet. I don't want to use social media. Nobody cares what I've had for dinner. Hey, Rebecca, this isn't really what's me. I want to show you where the people in the world are. There are 4.2 trillion people on the internet right now. There are 2.8 trillion Google searches going on right now. There are 111 trillion emails sent just today. There are 3 trillion people on YouTube, 2.2 on Facebook. Okay, let's not perceive that the videos are not being watched. 3 trillion videos have been watched today. Instagram has 35 million people on it, our pictures uploaded today. Content is content is content is content. So Google Plus, that went away, so I'm wondering how they're tracking this. It's probably some lingering thing with Google. Twitter has 349 million tweets today, or Twitter users. So when we say, you know what, it's just not for me, social media is not, nobody really works, it works. So we got to get out there and do this. So today's topic, let me reshare the other screen. Today's topic is, move this over so that you don't see it. There we go. Okay, cool. So today's topic is how to do geofarming with Google Maps. Okay, so this is something I came up with, and you're only the second class to see it. So it seems to be working, and I just want to throw it out here and see what y'all think. So there are 5 rules I have for when I do a presentation. 1, I talk fast. If you need me to slow up, tell me, or just listen fast. 2, laugh if something is funny, even if it's not supposed to be. It's more fun when people laugh and have fun. 3, social media is fun. It is not tooth extraction. Alyssa, I see your face. It's not tooth extraction. It's fun. It really, really is. Hey, Kim Martin. So social media is fun. Don't get overwhelmed. 4, this is how I run my business. There will be a million other people who have a million other opinions about social media. This is just mine. And 5, if I'm sharing screens and you see passwords or something you don't find appropriate, just close your eyes, because I never know when I share Facebook who will have just posted their racy picture or their political screed against somebody that you like, and it's not my fault that Facebook put that up at the right moment that you saw it, okay? So that's just that. So I base a lot of what I do on Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk is this internet guy, and he has the strategy of don't run for public office. Be the electronic mayor of your town, okay? So that what that means is running for public office is a thankless thing. Nobody should do it. But when somebody Googles your town or Googles your area, they should run into you everywhere, okay? So be the electronic mayor of your town. It costs a lot less than running for office, and you don't have to kiss as many hands and shake as many babies. So just don't do that. Okay, Tom Ferry says, money follows eyeballs. My corollary to this, hey, Shannon, my corollary to this is not that money follows eyeballs, but eyeballs follow thumbs. If Tom is right, which I know he is, that when you look at something, you'll buy it. If I can use my thumbs to get you to look at what I have, you'll come buy it. So money follows eyeballs, but I think eyeballs follow thumbs. And that's why I'm always online, always tweeting, always finding pictures, always doing things, because it draws people's attention to me. And yes, I can live without attention, but why should I? Okay, so number 1, being the digital mayor and going where they are. Okay, this is what we want to do. We want to become the digital mayor and meet them where they are. So how do we do that? One thing I do is I have a blog site called Today's DFW. Today's DFW reviews restaurants and shops and new home communities and things like that. And I pay people, you know, $25 a post to write 2 paragraphs and give me 5 pictures about a place. And let me give you a little hint of what that's like. Today's DFW.com, And I'm going to break this screen share and share the other one. That's why I hate this, because it won't screen share both. Screen sharing today's DFW. Move you guys over here. Come on. This is why I have the other computer. There we go. So there's today's DFW. And I run this blog, and so there's Luna Grill. There's Look Cinemas. There's this Chicken Fingers place. And here's the thing. I get hungry every time I do this blog. But I have 5 friends that I pay 25 bucks a piece. Their job is to take at least 5 pictures and write at least 2 paragraphs. Yeah. Okay, whoever we need to mute. Tammy, I think. Okay, we need to mute Tammy.
I know, and the closer you are to the eardrum with sound, the better you'll hear. So this is like kind of like sticking out of the ear.
Right.
It's
Tammy,
kind of like,
Tammy, hello. Is it Tammy?
Yeah.
I don't know how to mute all. This is why I usually have somebody on with me. Okay, cool. Okay, so Tammy is muted. So in this post, they write me at least 2 original paragraphs and send me 5 pictures, and boom, there it is. And at the bottom of all this, it says, do you want to live in this area? Follow this link from Texas Pride Realty. And then the link takes you to my IDX website, and it shows them all the really cool houses near that area. So I have now got probably around 200 to 300 posts in that site that I use to draw people to me. So let's go back to this. So how do we use Facebook? I'm sorry, Facebook. How do we use Google Maps? Where did you go? Share screen. I hate the fact that the share screen does not work well. I'm so sorry. So back to here. Okay, so Google Maps was started February 8th, 2005, which means Google Maps is now 14 years old. Google Maps was what made Zillow think about putting prices on everyone's houses. That's how Zillow got started, was they were watching the Google Maps site, realizing that, oh my gosh, we could use this. Okay, we all know that you're going to sell us a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house when we move to your part of the country. We need to show them how they're going to live. Okay, we need to show them the best restaurants and the best places to shop and the where to go see the Christmas lights and things like that. We need to show them your town. And I think you and probably on our coaching calls, we've had calls where I've said, hey, tell me about this, tell me about that, tell me, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to do. Really? Okay, so let's talk about, where do I get my dry cleaning done? Where do I go to the dog park? What do I do in my city? Bring your city to life. Okay, so how most people use Google Maps is getting from A to B. Okay, getting from one place to the other. This is the basis of Google Maps. Right when Maps came out, there was also MapQuest, was a competing site, which is gone now. And they look for traffic. And Google has bought Waze, which was a really traffic-based mapping system. So they've integrated the two together. This is how most people use it. Okay, so let's talk about how we do a farm. So most of you are in the process of picking a farm or have a farm. I picked Arbor Creek, which is just north of me. Arbor Creek, what I did was I went out and found the total number of houses, and I found that whether or not I had a 6% turnover. So how do you find the total number of homes in your subdivision that you want to do? What I did was I went and used a product called Realist Tax. You can also go use your tax appraisal website, because most counties have tax appraisal websites across the country. And I went and found the total number of properties in this polygon that I drew out. And in this case, it was what, 313. It's in the little green red box here. So I drew out the area I wanted to focus on, and it came up with 313. Then I went out to my MLS and I drew the same polygon, and I found out that there were 48 sales in the last year in that polygon. So 48 divided by, 48 divided by 313 is 15%. That's an amazing farm. So in farming, you want to find at least 200 to 500 houses so that you have a good base, and you want at least a 6% turnover. And here's why. If we don't have a 6% turnover, then you're going to be sending postcards, and you're going to be going out and door knocking in a neighborhood nobody moves out of. And I think I've told many of you this. There's one condo building in downtown Dallas. It's the Apex building. That's the building you all wait your whole life to buy into, and you never move out of it. So I could flyer that building every day with postcards. I'm not going to get a listing because until Great Aunt Gertrude dies, there's not going to be a listing. This is the place they all buy at as their last house. So papering that place is not a good thing for me. I'm not going to get it into that farm. But this place, this Arbor Creek, has a lot of turnover, which is good. That means as I put my advertising out, I'm going to get something back. Okay, so the other thing I do is as you know, I'm a big believer in IDX websites. So I have a Real Geek site, and I don't take any money for referring people, but Real Geeks has the best, in my opinion, the best website for IDX. And I went onto my IDX website and I drew the same polygon, and I grabbed the URL for this search. And then the URL comes out really long because it's got all the different coordinates in the URL. I went to a little site called Bitly and did a URL shortener. So this is the little shortener for Arbor Creek, and I got to name it Arbor_Creek because somebody had already taken Arbor Creek. So Arbor_Creek, and so anytime I do something about this neighborhood, I put that URL in there so that people come back to my site. And then they see the houses on my site, and after seeing the third house, they're forced to sign in. And once they're forced to sign in, I get to call them and talk to them and say, hey, you're interested in Arbor Creek, let's talk. And so this is all the stuff we're doing is lures to drive people back to this funnel. Okay, the IDX website is the funnel. It's what brings people in and makes them sign in. Okay, so everything we're doing with this electronic mail work has to be pushing back to the master site. Now, I do another class on social media and social styles where I talk a little bit more about this, and I'm doing another class in 2 weeks on using Real Geeks with Keeping Current Matters and how to use the two and BombBomb together to make a workable system. So I'm doing another class in a couple of weeks. Watch that. We may go into IDX a little bit deeper. Does anybody have questions so far? If you do, unmute. If not, we're going to move on. 5, 4, 3. Okay, we're moving on. If you have any questions, just pop up in the middle. That's fine. And by the way, I know there's a chat feature. If you ask me a question on chat, I will not see it right now. So just unmute if you have a question. Okay, so how do you do marketing to a farm? You do a variety of things. One, you can door knock. A lot of people are uncomfortable door knocking, and it's 100 million degrees right now in Texas, so I'm not going to go out and door knock. A lot of coaches encourage door knocking. I promote it. I don't force you to go do it. Maybe I should, but I think there are other strategies that can get you into the farm. So door knocking is one. Putting door hangers on doorknobs is another. Postcarding is a little expensive, but it's a good, effective way if you repeat the postcard. If I could do one sit-up and have abs, I would be ripped. Okay, I sit up in bed each morning, I should have abs because I did one sit-up, right? So most people send out one postcard or two. I see you laughing, Cheryl, thank you. So if most people send out 1 or 2 postcards, and they're like, I don't have abs yet. Postcards must not work. Bullshit. Let's keep sending out. You have to send out at least 7 messages for somebody to get it. Do not start an ad campaign with postcards unless you have 7 postcards designed, or you're going to send the same postcard every time. Okay, just don't do it. It won't be effective. So let's get the postcards designed and laid out and have the budget there so each month we know we can send them, okay? The thing I love to do the most for farming is community events. Community events, and I think many of you have probably heard me talk about these. I do a shredding day twice a year, okay? I hire a shredding truck for $200 an hour. They come to the local title company, and it's right in the same community, and I put signs in the community that says, hey, Saturday, 12 to 2, shredding day. And they can come shred as many boxes and stuff as they want for free. And while they're there, we chat them up. We have a giveaway of, pumpkin pies or something like that, depending on the time of the year, or just a $100 gift card. We have a giveaway, and they sign up for that. And we get 70 to 80 people come through that. That's 70 to 80 people we actually talk to versus 100 doors knocked and we talk to 20. So I find community events to be more advantageous for me. I also like to do like a food drive in the fall. I will tell people, hey, this coming Saturday from 12 to 4, I'm going to be in my front yard, and Terry and I sit up there with an umbrella and a little pop-up, and we give people drinks and water. Drive by, put your canned goods in my car, and I'll take them to the food pantry on Monday. everybody drives by my house. One, they know where to find me now. Two, they bring me food, which I put in my car. I don't eat it. And I get to chat with them and say, oh, how'd you hear? Oh, great to see you. Nice to meet you in person. And I make that connection. Okay. So that's something I love to do. You can do a food drive. You can do coat and hat drive. Right now, we're doing book drives for the, a friend of mine has a child who's autistic and they want books they can read to children with autism. So we're collecting books. You can do all sorts of things. Now's a great time to find a school to adopt. If I was wanting to in the Arbor Creek area, there's literally an Arbor Creek in elementary school. I should go find a teacher there, adopt a classroom. And actually, I'm going to write that down. That was really smart. Thank you for making me think of that. So this is something you should do. I think drawing people to you is easier for me than to go out and door knock. But teach their own. So let's look at Google Maps for a minute here. This is what the flat view looks like. This is what the flat view of maps looks like. It looks like a basic map with roads and streets on it. We've all seen this, right? This is good for searching. This is good for finding businesses. So let's do a live demo of this. I'm going to have to switch screens again here, so bear with me. Does somebody have a question? Or did somebody just unmute? Okay, so this is Arbor Creek in live format here. Let me see, who is the person who's unmuted? I think Sandy Thompson. Hello there. Thank you for muting. Okay, so this is Arbor Creek. And this little polygon here is what I'm looking at here. So when I'm thinking about where do I want to go as electronic mayor, and I want to digitally surround this place, I'm going to go interview the minister at First Methodist. I'm going to go to this furnishing store. I'm going to go to these are actually insurance people and accountants. I'm going to find people in the neighborhood who have businesses and start a little BNI networking group. So Women's Sense International, Buzz Custom Fencing. I'm going to go talk to the fencing guy. I'm going to go up to this Arbor Creek Middle School and interview the principal. I'm going to go to Indian Creek Elementary and interview the principal and the best teacher of the year and stuff like that. I'll go interview the theater teacher or the football coach, things like that. I will go find reasons to talk to these people. I will go interview a doctor at Trinity Dermatology. Don't you think a doctor would want to be interviewed by today's DFW so that patients in the area know who to go to? Arby's, probably not going to do Arby's just because everybody knows what Arby's has. I'm going to go to this Andy's Frozen Custard, which, by the way, has a line out the butt every weekend. So apparently amazing custard, even though I'm on a diet. Thank you. I'm going to go to this Colonial Grand at Hebron, which is an apartment complex. I'm going to go to the mailbox center at the place. I'm not going to go talk to anybody there probably, but I'm going to go to the mailbox center and write down all the unit numbers because it has one master address, but I need to know the unit numbers to send a postcard to each of those units and say, hey, are you ready to buy? Are you tired of renting an apartment here? Are you ready to buy? So if there's an apartment complex in the neighborhood, I love to go get the unit numbers so I can put them on a mailing list. Okay, do you get the point I'm doing here? I'm going to go to Fuzzy Taco and interview the manager and talk about their food. I'm going to go to the head of the hospital and talk to them about what the hospital is known for. What are you good at? And by the way, there's a ton of doctors in here we can go talk to. I'm just finding businesses, Montessori. Everybody wants to put their kids in Montessori. So go talk to the Montessori school, see what they're doing. I'm just going to find any business around here that I can go talk to. Oh, interview the fire station. Go meet the firemen and firewomen. I'm not trying to be gender non-specific, but go meet them and see what their needs are. And maybe, at Thanksgiving or during the week, you take them pizzas or something. Find a way to ingratiate yourself with the community. Find all the things around here. And if you zoom in, as you look at these houses, sometimes more things appear. So sometimes if you zoom in a bit, we've got the Buzz Custom Fence here. Every once in a while, you'll zoom in and you'll see another business pop up. So I would find all these businesses and start a little BNI group and say, hey, let's get together once a month at, and maybe we move the restaurant from place to place so everybody feels a little bit of the love. And let's get together and share business back and forth in the Arbor Creek area. Okay? So in this, we want to look for home businesses, small businesses, schools. We also want to find parks. So let's go to this Harvest Run Park, take some pictures. I mean, don't get the kids in the pictures, but go during a time where there's no kids, like in the autumn, maybe when all the kids should be in school. Take pictures of the playground, take pictures of the dog walk, whatever. Show the park as an asset for the community, okay? Let's see what else is on here. We want to find apartments for buyers, which we talked about. Medical services, we've covered that. Restaurants are the key. Everybody loves to read reviews of restaurants and find out what's going on with the restaurants. And then the other thing, places of worship. So Texas is in the Bible Belt. So we have just tons and tons of churches that we can go to. And I don't know if you're a church person or not. It doesn't really matter in this case because we want to digitally surround the area. Go interview, like here's a Christian school, Korean church, a Republic title. This is an eye care place, but there are lots of churches here. Prestonwood Baptist is a huge church, a 7,000 seat arena church. So let's digitally surround this area. That's what we're going for. Okay, so now let's look at how we can interact with maps. In the upper corner here, there's a little what people call the cheeseburger. The little sandwich up here, 3 lines. And you want to go to your places, your contributions, and your timeline. So if you don't know this, let's say at the end of the year you have to do your taxes and you have to find out where you went on a certain day. If you go to your timeline, open, come on computer, don't fail me now. It's always on a demo that things get slow. So it will show you everywhere you've ever gone with your phone. Yes, this is a bit scary, but it's life today. So let's say I want to find out where I was in July 26 last year. Let's see where was Bob July 26 last year. And it's going to show me all the places I drove and all the things I did. So I went to a title company. I went to this place up here for dinner, it looks like. I went to the Egg and I for breakfast. So this is kind of scary, but it's kind of fun. So at the end of the year, when you need to find, oh my gosh, what do I do? You can go to timeline and it will show you everything you've done, okay? Because it knows where your phone went. So let's go back to maps. The other thing you can do is your places. Now I love your places because I can make maps of things that I want to have. So one thing Tom Ferry will tell you is that you need to have maps of all your sales. This is a map. Come on, baby, open. It says it's too large, it has to open in my maps. Let's see if this opens for you. This is a map of all the sales for Texas Pride Realty, 2009 through 2018. I have not put 19s in here. So I just went in and created, and these are, you'll see a CSV file. The CSV file here just means it had the address and the name of the property, and I think there was another data element. So every year I upload another CSV file. I add a layer to it. I go up here to add layer, and I add the 2019 layer, and I've created the CSV file the same way as the others, and it comes in and puts in a little dot everywhere we sold a house. Now, Summit 4 years ago, Tom emphasized to everybody that we all had to have maps of our sales and put them out to people. People are attracted to maps and snowflakes. Don't ask me about snowflakes during the summer, but during winter advertising, don't put Santa, don't put angels, put snowflakes. People are attracted to maps and snowflakes. So everything we were doing was maps and snowflakes, and the color orange. What am I wearing today? The color orange for no reason. So maps, snowflakes, and the color orange are things to remember in advertising. Anyway, these are all the houses we sold. And so for one thing, this was kind of amazing for me to realize, oh my gosh, look at what my company did. And for another, I can share this out to the world and say, you know, you don't know my little brokerage, but we cover the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So this is something you can do in maps, and then you can take this URL and share it to the world and promote it. You can do the share button here, and it'll give you a shareable link. So that's the other thing is my maps. Now you can also go to your contributions. Contributions are where we put in reviews. So this would be where we have reviewed places and put in pictures, and we'll cover that more in a bit. So let's go back to Arbor Creek. Anybody have questions so far? I know I'm covering a lot. Okay, so we're back to Arbor Creek. This is where you would want to find out everything you can about the area. but your contributions and things like that, when you go to your contributions, that's where you can put the blog about the church and the restaurant and everything on your personal site and link it back. You can also go into contributions and review inside maps and put those pictures and everything up there as well. So skipping ahead here in a little bit. Okay, so there's a gentleman, his name is Frank Buttiger. The most important thing in sales is to find out what a person wants and help them find the best way to get it. That's what we're up to here. We're trying to help people find what they want and give them the best way to get to it. Let me share back over to my presentation because that will make more sense. Okay, the most important things in sales is to find out what another person wants and help them find the best way to get it. And I was reading this and I thought, damn, that's absolutely what we're trying to do here. So we've been covering the flat view of Google Maps. Let's go cover the satellite view. How many of you know it'll do both? Of course you do, because you're smart people. So we'll share back over to this screen, and we're going to go look at satellite view. So when you're on maps, in the lower corner here, you have the satellite view. Let's cover the corners real quick. We have the satellite view toggle here. In the upper right corner, you have your identity. So I have several different Google accounts. You can switch between the ones that you want to use. When I'm doing anything that uploads pictures, I want to be in the Texas Pride Realty identity because I don't want Bob McCraney to get the credit for the pictures. I want the company to get credit for the pictures. So in this case, I'm just going to use it the way we're using it for this demonstration. So I'm going to go to satellite view. This is how I want you to digitally walk the community. Before you go block walking yourself, I want you to digitally discover this community. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're going to zoom in and we're going to go deep into people's yards and their trees and what they have here. So we're in Texas. Every third house has a pool. If I'm going to block walk, I need to know these people have a pool because I'm going to go get 2 pool floats for $1 each and put a little ribbon on them in my card and leave them as a takeaway, as a pop by. These people love boats. Look, okay, so he's got a boat in the backyard. Maybe I take something about the local lakes and put it on his door. I want to make a unique experience for these people in my community. So I'm going to use Google Maps to kind of check out who they are. So this person has a lot of skylights. I don't know if they need skylight repair, but they also have something a little rare for us. They have the front driveway, the circular driveway. That's not common here. More pools. These people have back covered. Okay, so that's a parking structure in the back. I want to look for people who have like little chimeneas in the back because I can take them a Duralog and put it, leave it for them with a little card that says, enjoy the autumn, enjoy the cooler weather. Not right now because it's 100 million degrees. These people live by the creek. So I don't know, maybe I come up with something that talks about being on the creek and what it's like there. I'm just going to scour the neighborhood for what things are. So this is an interesting structure. If I want to, and I can't see it from top down, I can hold down the control key and rotate the view. I can totally rotate the view, and it comes out a little wishy-washy, but you can get the idea of what's back here. And I will walk this community before I ever set out in the car or set out on foot to do it. I also want to target these irregular shaped houses or lots because they'd sell more. So I want to get to know them really, really well. Here's another great pool. And I think you get the idea. I want to look for people who have a special interest that I can tie into and make them know, hey, I'm like you. I love pools, or I love sitting in the backyard by the fireplace. This guy's got, oh, it looks like a little jungle gym for kids. That's like something we had in elementary school. I've done this demo 3 times. I've not seen that. So more pools, things like that. I want to look for people who have solar panels. I want to look for people who have things that I can write them and say, hey, I notice you have solar panels. Are you saving any money? I'm interested. Tell me more. Get to know the person. Ask them to tell them about themselves. And by the way, you can reach out to them either through a postcard or go on Nextdoor. Go into the Nextdoor map and see if you can find out who this person is, or go to the tax appraisal district, get their name, check Nextdoor or check Facebook and see if you can say, hey, I just noticed that you have solar panels. Can I ask you a few questions about it? I see you have a pool. How do you like it? That sort of thing. Just get to know the people. So this is a great way to do it. This would be an amazing series of lots. If we can get a house in this neighborhood, this would be great. This guy looked like he was scraping his yard. Maybe he was putting in a pool at the time the picture was taken. So this is just a great way to walk the neighborhood and before you ever set foot outside in the heat, to know what it is you're looking for. One of the other things I want to look for is accessory buildings. Sometimes people have large sheds in the back. Ooh, that guy needed to treat his pool, but that was picture could be old. So the other thing I can do is I can pick up this guy in the corner, this little person. He has a name. His name is Pegman. And I can take Pegman and drop him in the street. Come on, here we go. Now you'll see that it suddenly went from autumn in the satellite view to spring and summer because Pegman went through the neighborhood at a different time. And I can walk the street and pan and scan. So this is a little different. If I want to walk the street this way, it's great because I can see things about the neighborhood. One of these streets I was doing the digital walking and I found somebody's business truck and he was a plumber. So I didn't see his plumbing business on the overhead view. I knew he was a plumber because I did the street walk this way and I could see, you know, what's going on and I can reach out to him and get him into our networking group. So everybody's probably used Google Maps this way. I think this is a great way to get to know a neighborhood before I ever set out and go walking. So what I'm trying to do with all this is prep. One, I want to be digital mayor. And two, when I'm out walking, I want to be the most effective person I can at going around and talking to people. This gives me the ability to be more effective because I already know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go back to, by the way, this little arrow here points you north again. And if you zoom out a couple, it'll bring you back out to this view. Now let's say you don't want to look at this, you know, the weird way anymore, kind of this angled way. You can hit from 2D to 3D. It'll take you back up this way, face north again. And sometimes it's good to do that because you get disoriented. As you're walking, you're like, am I even in my neighborhood anymore? So this is good. So I'm back into Arbor Creek. Okay. So, and here's the park. You can go in here and check out the park before you ever walk. I want people to be prepped before they go out and start walking. Everybody with a pool needs to get a postcard about what it's like to have a pool. And you can click on the house. It'll tell you the address. So you can sit here, and what I've done before is I've used my phone, and I'll just read into my phone, 2108 Hearthstone. And then I'll read, you know, whatever this one is, 2104 Hearthstone. And I'll just read all the addresses in so I don't have to write them down. And at the end, I have all the addresses in a text format. I can just create address labels based off of that and send these people pool-specific things. This person's got to have kids, they got to have trampoline. I don't know a lot of adults who have a trampoline unless they're just a little willing to break bones. I've never had a trampoline. I just assume everybody breaks bones. This guy, I think he has fake grass in the back. That's interesting. So this is what I'm doing, is I'm trying to get to know my neighbors before I go walking. Any questions about that? Okay, so let me switch over now to the Texas Pride Realty account. It should pop open a new version of Maps here. That way I can see that I'm going to show you everything that Texas Pride Realty has built up. I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to go into your contributions. So when I have a review on today's DFW, one thing I like to do is come in here and leave a review on other, take that same review and put it into Maps. So, but what I've been better at doing, I'm not so good at getting that done because it's just one of me. I'm good at going in here and putting pictures in of businesses, okay? So Mom and Popsicle, Intrinsic Farms, and it'll show you here how many people have seen the picture. Now I just uploaded these about 3 weeks ago. 717 people have seen this. 889 people have seen that picture. 1,349 people have seen this. So let's click on that picture. And how this shows up is when somebody goes in, oops, Facebook, Google had an error, heaven forbid. When somebody goes to this business, let's grab the name of this business. When somebody Googles that business, there's my review, okay? And they then see, oh, this place is kind of interesting, and let's go eat there. So let's go back and look at the pictures here. Sort by views. The best picture I've ever taken has 2,600,000 views. This is a bar up in Frisco called the British Lion. And I love all things UK. If you don't know me already, I do. So I did a picture of their bar. It's gotten 2.6 million views. Do you think the owner of that bar loves me when I walk in the door? Because, yeah, I mentioned, hey, yeah, that's me. Crayola Experience. Crayola Experience is Crayola has places in malls that kids come and they have the little like 3-hour Crayola thing where the kids get to go crazy. But they sell little Crayola socks and Crayola stuff. I took pictures when it first opened. 200,000 people see that. Now, when somebody clicks on that, they're going to see. Let's go back here and let's go to the British Lion. Just go to map. Come on. Okay, it doesn't want to play with me, does it? Let's go to maps.google.com. And let's just type in British. Come on, Bob, learn to spell. Lion. In Frisco. And it's going to come up here, and it's going to show you, oh my gosh, the first picture up there is my picture. Here's all the reviews about the British Lion. And you come down here, and there are 326 photos that people have submitted. And you'll see in the upper corner, Texas Pride Realty. And if somebody goes, oh, that's really cool, Texas Pride Realty did this, and they click on it, it takes them to a page with all my stuff. Now, is that going to be the most popular way for people to find me? Probably not. But am I surrounding this community and using a Google technology to do it? Yes. So when people Google the area, I'm now what's called a local guide. Texas Pride Realty and Bob McCraney are both now local guides. So local guides, when they're kind of trusted people in the maps environment, and their reviews and their pictures get more credibility. So, and you get points for being a local guide, things like that. So I've got 805 contributions, and I just keep pumping stuff in here because I want to get known as the person to come talk to when you want to move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but so where are you putting those photos in and doing those reviews? Are you doing it directly on Google Maps, or are you doing it in My Contributions?
It's the same thing. So let me go back here, pop it back open. Sorry, I ended the search at the wrong time. So I go to, these reviews first live on today's CFW. So I put them in there first. Then I go into your contributions, and it takes a second to come up. And I either do contribute or I do reviews. Now it's going to ask me about places I've been at. So Founders Plaza is this place at DFW Airport where you can watch airplanes. I'm going to give it a 5-star review. I'm going to say, great place, love the planes, whatever. And by the way, I'm signed in as Bob McCraney, so I want to flip that over to Texas Pride Realty first. And then I can upload all the pictures of the planes I took. Because, you know, it's like fishing. You watch the planes come in. It's great. Yes, I want to discard this. I can do La Vista Restaurant, which is a Mexican food place, which, by the way, is amazing. So I can come in here and do all these reviews. Or if it's one that the phone doesn't know I was at it, like this is just taking data off my phone and saying, hey, you were at these places. If I want to, I can just come in and find the place. I could just go to Maps again and just type in a place and do a review like that. I could, thinking of a place here. Let's go to, where's a good? It doesn't matter. I'll just find a restaurant here. Cane Rosso, perfect. So Cane Rosso is an Italian place. I could just come in here, and where it says map photos, I can just upload a photo right here. Okay.
You're not sharing your screen. You're sharing your PowerPoint.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. Did you not see any of that I just went through? No. Thank you for telling me. That's why I need you here. Okay. So let me share again. Okay. Share screen 2. Sorry. Is this better? Open. There we go. So what I was trying to explain is, so you didn't see any of what I just said. I went into your contributions. Open. And it shows all the places I've been recently, right? So this is what I was talking about, Founders Plaza. I can leave a 5-star review. I can come type what I want to type and add a picture, or 20 or 30. Because the phone knows I was there. I want to discard this room because I'll come back and do a real one. This is where I was saying you want to not be, I don't want to be on my personal one. I want to flip over to the Texas Pride Realty identity here to do these. But it will suggest places you've been, which is great. But what I want to do, let's say we want to go to, let's say we want to pick a place that somebody went and reviewed for me. So I'm just going to pick a random place here. Let's say I want to do E&M Leasing, which is a car leasing company. It's going to come up and look, the first thing it's going to show is a picture. Now, if I want to review D&M Leasing, I could upload pictures here and write a review. Okay? Great cars, loved the experience. Steve was a great salesperson, that sort of thing. I don't tend to use this for bitchy reviews. This is not Yelp. If everything on today's DFW is positive, and if I don't like a place, I just don't review it. So I tend to make these more happy. Okay? Does that make sense? Anybody? Okay. So this is the point where I'm going to open it up to any questions. Or does anybody want to give me a neighborhood they want me to kind of look at for them, and we can do a live demo of how this works? Just unmute yourself and hop in. Everybody's shy.
All right, I'll go. So a challenge I have is like, okay, so my neighborhood is within Summerlin South, which is a huge master plan community. So would I focus just on Summerlin South, or would I just focus on the neighborhood within Summerlin South?
Give me the city and area we're in.
Oh, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, Summerlin South, Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's see what comes up here. Is that an accurate representation?
Yep.
Okay, so I think, so is there a subdivision here that you want to focus on more than another?
Yeah, well, there's a specific one I'm farming right now, which is
Guide me, north, south, east, west. Which way do I go?
Go north where it says downtown Summerlin, and then go to the right of, or go east of that.
East of that. Okay, so
Yeah.
this area?
Nope, lower. I mean, more yeah, south than that. Yeah, there you go. Past Charleston. Okay, so where Faith Lutheran Middle School and High School is, it's
Right.
this gray area across from it. I'm pointing, thinking you can. Yeah, there you go.
This area here?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no houses here. This is just all.
Okay, so right by Faith then, closer to Faith.
Okay, so what I would do is I would come out here and I would drill in, and I would find all these businesses up and down. This looks like a really commercial business rich area.
Yeah.
I would go interview the principal of the high school. I'd go to the Petco and find out how we could help the pets. I would go to In-N-Out Burger. Oh, you poor people. You need a Whataburger up here. Whataburger's so much better than In-N-Out.
Right.
Carrie McGee's going to slap me. I'd go find these small businesses. I'd go to the parks. I go to this little creek area that looks like it'd be lovely. I love that you have parks in the middle of the neighborhood. That'd be wonderful. Nacho Daddy, great name of a company. Love that. I'd go review all these places. I'd find out about, is this that's an HOA. Nobody likes HOAs. This looks like a school. I would go find all of this here. I'd go to these apartments and get all the unit numbers and start postcarding them to become buyers. Home Depot? Yeah, do you want to interview a Home Depot? No, probably not. But does Home Depot have a class every week about how to do something around your house? Yes, it does. And wouldn't it be cool to tell people, one, about those classes, and two, maybe go attend with your realtor badge on, so that as people are doing home improvements, they know to come to you to find out which ones are going to pay the most. Panda Express, drugstore, I'd find all these places. Okay? Then I'm going to start digitally walking the town. And we're going to go to satellite view. And I'm going to find out all about these. Oh my gosh, look at all these houses. They have no yards. Is this typical to have such small yards?
Yeah, unfortunately in Vegas.
Because it's Vegas, it's 130 degrees, so who's going to go outside?
You should find a lot more pools than that, but I'm surprised.
Okay, so there's a pool. They've all evaporated, hon. Oh, solar is big in your area. Look.
Very big.
To find out more about solar. Looks like these are all tile roofs, are they?
Everything here is tile roof.
Is that because of the heat?
I think so, yeah.
So I just learned something I did not know.
Older neighborhoods will have shake tiles, but they are all being replaced now with.
Are these ceramic tiles?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So a lot of people have these back building areas or these covered patios. I'd do something. Maybe if I was going to block walk, or I was going to do something, I would do something about something for covered patios. I'm not sure exactly what that would be, but I'd come up with some sort of little piece about that. Love the trail system that goes through here. That's really nice that they have that. Again, solar. Let's talk about what it's like to maintain, and how often do you have to clean them. I have to clean my solar panels every 2 years. I don't have photovoltaic. I have just solar water heat, but so it may be a little different there. So I would start digitally walking the community and see what's there. It looks like a lot of large houses on tiny lots. So lots of people squeezed in. This would be a good farm if the percentages is right. This would be a good density farm because you have a lot of properties in a small space. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm not seeing a whole lot at this level. Now this is interesting. Is it normal to have like a little house behind the big house? Or is this just a garage extension?
Like a casita. Could be a casita or
a casita?
Oh, no, that's a garage.
That's
with like a living thing on
ginormous
top
house.
of it.
That's a ginormous house. Okay, so what's your average square footage in this neighborhood?
About 2,500, 3,500 square feet.
Okay. So maybe one thing you talk about is utility bills on a larger space. What's it like for utilities? So these people must have children. They've got a trampoline. Most of them have rocked in their backyard, which is smart because you're not paying for water. Grass is like the least effective thing we do. We sod our yards and then we spend our lives watering it and mowing it, watering it and mowing it. This lot is amazing. If we could get to be great friends with this person, this lot will sell for a ton more than anything else.
Yeah.
And this lot as well. I was thinking this was all together. This corner lot looks amazing. Is this a fairly busy street?
La Madre Mountain, no.
Okay, so they don't back onto a busy street. So, by the way, I'm holding down the control key when I mouse to make it do this rotation stuff. Another pool, looks like above ground. Is in-ground pool or above ground pool more popular there?
In ground completely. We barely have any above grounds.
Nobody likes above ground. And if you're in an HOA and you have an above ground pool, be sure you're allowed to, because it doesn't always work. Okay, and again, here's the little city park where there are the little park that everybody gets to use. That's interesting. So they left 4 houses. The developer gave away four house lots.
It's part of the master plan community of Summerlin. You have to have so much green belts and so many parks.
Good. This is a huge lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. So they could have shoved 2 more homes in there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they didn't. I mean, look, they literally could have taken these 2 homes and maybe butted them in there and turned that one sideways. So this person has an amazing lot if we can get to know them. So I'm going to just digitally keep going through this neighborhood and find out, is this an apartment complex? This is an apartment complex?
Yes.
I would go get every unit number here because this should have one address and then unit number whatever. I want to find out all the unit numbers and start prospecting these people to become buyers. I want to prospect them to come to my buyer seminar, things like that. Okay, so that's what I would do with an apartment complex. I think I'm outside your range, so I'm going to go back to the 2D area and face north. And I think I've probably walked outside your area. This was the area you wanted to be in. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this just a little creek when it rains and not when it's not raining?
We have flood basins and all kinds of.
Okay. There's a word for them, and I can't remember what they're called. Auroras or something like that. I don't know. Interesting traffic circle. So what if you did a blog about all the different parks in the neighborhood? Which park had what features? And you became, and I don't know if parks attract you, I'm just going to throw this out here. You became the park person. Everybody knows you to talk about the parks. Or, find some element of this community that you can become the advocate for. Do you live in this area?
No, but my office is right in that area.
Okay, so doesn't matter. You can still advocate for the parklands, or you can find something that people get to know you because, oh, she's about this. Oh, by the way, she's also a real estate agent. So whether it's for the school, if you want to pick up the school here and be the person who's involved with the PTA or whatever. If you don't have kids there, that can be a little dicey. But here's this gorgeous park here. Do you live in the city at least? You live in Vegas.
Yeah,
This is part of Vegas, so you're not like totally outside your. How far away do you live from here?
about 15 minutes.
Okay, so I would find something that people could get to know you for, and then I would just keep working this, data mining this community to the point that you knew the streets and you knew the houses, and I might go find the recent sales, and say, hey, you just bought in this community. Did you know about these great parks? Did you know about the different things going on? I love that they put the pool diagonally because it really is unusual. Usually the pool lines up. Who has a tennis court? I would do a pop by at their house and leave tennis balls. That would be amazing. The other thing is, if you find somebody with a dog, leave a thing of tennis balls for the dog. I don't know any dog that doesn't like tennis balls. If tennis balls didn't exist, a dog would invent them because they love them. These tiny little pools in the back of these houses. Very interesting. I would really get to know my neighborhood. I would write down every solar house in the world, and I'd also bring out the little peg man and start walking it this way, because I'm going to find businesses that may not be showing up, like, you know, people driving their air conditioning truck or whatever. And air conditioning's got to be a huge thing in this neighborhood, or in Vegas actually. Yeah. Poor Europe is having 100-degree days and they don't have air conditioning at all. Europe is burning off the. Oh, what do I have here? A truck. It may just have been in the neighborhood for the moment this drove through, so they may not live there. But I certainly, they're probably just working on that house. Dang it! I thought I had somebody for you. Okay, so you get where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anybody else? Give me a challenge here. Anybody else?
Hi, yes. This is really cool. I'm trying to figure out how to do the calculations part of the neighborhood that I want to map. So I want to do Frankfort, Illinois, and it's Old Plank Trail.
Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm not sure it's going to work, but we'll see. Fort, Illinois, tax appraisal district. Please work, please work. Okay, Frankfort Township assessor, would that be the right person? Okay, so we're going to go in here and we're going to search properties.
Okay.
I understand the above statement that I didn't read is true. So they don't have a subdivision search here. What would be one street name in that area?
Yorktown.
And it's in Frankfort. Let's see what we get for everybody on Yorktown. So I would find my 7 or 10 street names, and I'd come in here and get, okay, so there's 11 houses here, and I just start a list. Okay, and this may not be the best way to do this. I would start a list with all the street names and find out how many total properties. And then I'd go into my MLS and see how many properties sold on those streets in the last year.
Okay.
Because you can't do a subdivision search, you might have to do it this way. Maps and directions. Let's see if that seems like it's a map to their site, not maps of the city. So they are not a very friendly searching site. Do you have realist tax in your MLS? Do you know?
Yes.
So in realist tax, can I take you there, and maybe that would help?
Yeah.
I'm going to go into the Dallas MLS here. If you see a password, close your eyes. Okay, so, and this is Matrix, is the base technology that Netris uses. Lots of people, because I log into lots of MLSs with my clients, they have a very similar system. I'm going to use what they call Netris tax, which is really realist tax. Open, open, open. It's going to ask me, do I want to run Flash? And I have to say yes each time because it always forgets. Allow, reload. So you're going to have a very similar system to this when it finally comes up here. Come on, baby. So this is realist tax. And it's going to give you search criteria on the left that you can enter in. This is where you could put in the city, and in my case, I don't have access to Frankfurt, but you could put in your city here. You have to add subdivision. I don't know why subdivision just isn't already on it. And you know what, if you want to on a future call, why don't you and I take 30 extra minutes on one of your calls and you share your screen and I'll show you how to do it on your page rather than me showing you on mine.
Okay.
Just remind me on a future call that we want to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna, like if we were in Carrollton, which is where I live, it's gonna come up and say Carrollton, you would type in Frankfurt and then go down to subdivision and it's gonna ask you which subdivision in Frankfurt you wanna do. I'm gonna do high country here. Search, it's gonna tell me all the high country subdivisions that were available. Apply. Hit search, it's going to come back and tell me the total number of houses in all the various phases of high country in Carrollton. So in your case, Frankfurt, and then it's going to come back and show you, oops, too many. So this is way too much. You would want to do this together where we could work on it. I'm just going to take out all this other stuff here just for the fun of it because it doesn't really matter. I just want to get it down to a number. Come on, Bob. Remove, apply, search. If this works, there should be a number right here on the screen that tells me the number in the area. Come on, come on, it's a demo, don't fail me on a demo. There, so in this area that I just randomly picked, there's 439.
Okay.
So to get to 6%, we're gonna need to have somewhere around, well, 10% would be 43 sales. So we need to have probably about 30 sales in this area to justify this being a farm. And I can tell you in Dallas, almost every neighborhood has about 6% right now. It's a good time for us. So why don't you and I take time on your call?
Okay.
And we'll do an extra 30 minutes sometime. We'll have to schedule out when that could be. And we'll get your farm set up. Okay. And if anybody else wants me to do that, let me know. Because we've got to, the math seems to hang people up. The math seems to hang people up about, well, how do I figure this? And this is an important part of it.
Yes, the data, like trying to find the data. I was actually searching through the MLS, looking like trying to pull it from there. But I know that's not a complete list because there's tons of properties that are not on the market. So trying to get the actual number. I even got to like counting houses on the thing. Like I have a place to get the data from.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is there are ways to get to it. And like I said, if anybody wants to do the extra 30 minutes or whatever, I love to help people get past this sort of thing. It's just finding the time that works in both of our schedules. So a lot of times there are things we have to coach around and new behaviors to learn and getting out of old habits. Sometimes it's just, I don't understand the technology. Somebody come push a button for me. I don't need to learn how to do this. Just push the button and figure it out. And I will log in, run your screen for 5 minutes, push the button and you're in. And then you don't have to worry about it. And I'm happy to do that. Okay. Any other questions? Was this helpful? Crickets. Okay, great. Go have a wonderful weekend. Sell a ton of houses. See you next time on your calls. Don't forget we have Summit coming up. So August, I know there's one group of y'all who have calls on a Friday, and I'm so sorry, but to get everybody in, I had to move some people to a Friday, which is unusual. I don't normally coach on Fridays. But just check your calendars, check your hub. I'll be sure to get everybody's coachings in there. Don't miss calls. Talk to you later. Bye.